Hello everyone, welcome to Best Recipes with Sharon. Today I'd like to share this one-pan Tastiest chicken casserole. This is very easy and simple to make, and I think that the ingredients in it will actually surprise you. It's astoundingly flavorful as well. So let's get right to making this. I will display the recipe amounts on the screen and show you how to make it. Alright then, let's start with 3 medium russet potatoes. Peel, wash, and slice them. Then we need 1 medium sweet onion, and peel and slice that as well. Use a pan that can go in the oven. I'm using a cast iron pan here, and you place the sliced onions in the pan first, and arrange them evenly. Then add the sliced potatoes on top of those onions. And make sure that you've spread those around evenly. Here we take 2 large chicken breasts and slice and chop them into about 1-inch chunks. And that's just so that it'll cook through nice and evenly in the casserole. And while I still have the chicken chunks on the cutting board, I sprinkle it with salt and pepper. I'll arrange those chicken chunks on the top of the potatoes in your casserole dish, making sure to spread it out nice and evenly. Now that we have a good base to the casserole, we need to add something to hold it together and add some nice flavor to it. Get ready, here we go. We'll crack open 2 large eggs. And you have them in a small bowl so that you can kind of beat them up a little bit before adding them to the mixing bowl. Next, we'll need to pour and measure 1 cup of heavy cream and add that to the mixing bowl. Then whisk it together a little bit. Then add 2 tablespoons of melted butter. And give a good sprinkle of salt and pepper. Now add 1 teaspoon of parsley flakes. Next is 1 tablespoon of Italian seasoning. And also 1 tablespoon of garlic and herb seasoning. And to level this up a little bit, 1 teaspoon of cayenne pepper. This will help to make the casserole warm and comforting and enhance the flavor of the other herbs and seasonings. Once you've mixed that all together in your mixing bowl, pour it over top of your casserole. And make sure to coat it nice and evenly so that all the pieces get a little bit. And I just take my spatula and just pat it down a little bit so it's all nice and even. And I take a bit of tin foil and place over the top to make sure that the heat stays in it and that your casserole will cook through nicely before it starts to brown on top. Then place it in a 400-degree oven that's been preheated, of course. Place it on the medium rack and time it for about 45 to 50 minutes. Meanwhile, take 2 medium tomatoes. I like to wash and slice them up in about 1/4 to 1/2 inch slices. Measure out 1 cup of cheddar mozzarella cheese that's been shredded. Then also measure and shred 1 cup of Havarti cheese. This is a wonderful cheese combination to add. Now with your casserole, you may have to remove the tin foil to brown it up a little bit for the last 5-10 minutes. But then we take it out of the oven and add the cheese on top. That's both of the mozzarella cheddar cheese as well as the Havarti cheese. Now load the top with some tomato slices. And you can add as many as you like on there. Now it's looking pretty good. I think maybe we need to sprinkle it with some salt and pepper on top of those tomato slices. And give it a good sprinkle. Now, last but not least, is basil. And this is freeze-dried basil that I'm using. If you had fresh basil, you could use that. But just sprinkle that and make sure to coat all the tomatoes. Place it back in your 400-degree oven, leaving it open with no tin foil on it. Now then set your timer for about 15 minutes. And at the very last, put it on to broil for about 5 minutes or less. This will just help to brown the top a little bit better. And if you're not sure if it's totally cooked through, use a knife to check and see if the potatoes at the bottom are nice and tender. And I like the tomatoes on top to still be just a little bit firm. Now it's ready to serve. This is absolutely delicious and it'll be love at first bite. And everyone seems to love this casserole, so I hope you find the same thing too. Thanks so much for watching today's episode of Best Recipes with Sharon. And if you're looking for some entertainment, check out the new YouTube channel called Ryan's Miscellaneous.